We are live for the 4th Annual Empower Mississippi Solutions Summit. It's being held today at the Sheraton in Flowood, Mississippi. We're pleased to welcome now Will Ervin. He is the Senior Vice President at Empower Mississippi. Will, good to see you. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me, Gerard. Great to see you today.
Yeah.
Love this venue, looking out over the golf course. It's a beautiful day. Great day for a policy conference. Talk about some ways that we can improve Mississippi.
Give us an update on how it's been going this morning as we've been out here on the show.
Yeah, I think it's been absolutely great. During the last couple of hours, we've had a panel on criminal justice, a panel on education. We just got done with our keynote speaker for the day, Kyle Mann, the editor-in-chief of the Babylon Bee. Remarkably funny, really well-received remarks from him over lunch. Got a great lineup this afternoon. This morning was great. I think it's only going to get better.
Yeah. So let's talk about the three major policy areas that Empower Mississippi focuses on. Of course, those being education, justice, and work.
That's right.
Let's talk about education real quick.
Sure.
In the short time that we have in this segment. But we've made lots of progress, certainly in the state of Mississippi. Empower has been a big part of that, pushing through charter school legislation, education savings accounts. But we have stopped short of universal school choice. We were just talking to Daniel Emsbarger with the Pelican Institute in Louisiana and how Louisiana has enacted sweeping reform, Arkansas, Alabama. The walls are closing in on us.
Yeah, we're just about surrounded.
Yeah.
I mean, the only state that's bordering us that doesn't have a universal private school choice program yet is Tennessee. And Governor Lee up there is full-throated endorsement. He's intending to get it done very, very quickly. And then other states around the country, too. You look at a state like Florida, who has universal private school choice, but also a very robust public school choice program and charter schools. Arkansas, of course, the same way. Texas is a state that has some good public school choice options, but doesn't have a universal private school choice program.
Abbott wants it,
Governor Abbott is 100% on board, actually put some money up to support candidates.
Sure did, to primary.
Who primaried
Republicans.
Republicans who do not support school choice.
That's exactly right.
So we're seeing, I think there are 12 states in the country that have a universal school choice program right now. I think there's about 28 that have some type of school choice, even if it's not universal. So a lot of states around the country are doing this. We hope we can move in that direction. Certainly public school choice, private school choice, charter schools, we support all of it.
Well, the fear-mongering, I think, is what gets out of control because there are a lot of folks that oppose it, but whenever they refer to the problems and express their objections, usually those are inaccurate. So in talking to Daniel Erspalmer about Louisiana, and you're well aware that in Arizona, Florida, where they have universal school choice, as an example, it didn't destroy the public school system whatsoever. Made it better.
It didn't. It's great that we have these other states that we can look to as an example to see what actually happens when you implement these policies. And you look at a state like Florida, who was, I think, maybe in the 30s or 40s for education, and they've moved up to number one. U.S. News and World Report, I think, has had them 3 years in a row as the number one state for education. So we've got examples of how these programs can work. And even though some of the ones around us are more new, there are more tenured examples of where this has been successful across the country, and very fortunate for that. But to answer your question about the opposition, I think we have to remember that this is all about the kids, and we want to make sure that our kids have the best outcomes and the best possible chance at success possible, and that's really what school choice is all about, is putting kids in the best position, best opportunity to be successful.
It often gets framed, Will, as anti-public school, and that's not the case at all.
It's not. We've seen studies nationwide that show that school choice policies improve outcomes in public schools for kids who are not participating in school choice programs.
Right.
It's because it introduces competition among schools to compete for students and to compete for funding and people in those schools. So you have to step up your game. You have to provide a great educational outcome. And so we see public schools, private schools, all the schools competing for those students. And as a result, the education system gets better across the board for students who are participating and for those who are not.
We've made some progress in getting charter schools open. We got just 2 approved recently, right?
We did. We had 2 approved recently. We've got 10 in the state right now. The charter school landscape is just so small, and there's very few options to open new charter schools in our state. As you know, there are only 3 D or F rated districts in our state currently, and it's remarkable when you think about, I think it's 138 school districts in our state. Less than half of our kids can read proficiency. Less than 60% are proficient in math, and then we've got, almost all of our districts are A, B, or C rated. It's insane. But on the charter school front, we need more opportunities for charter schools to open throughout the state of Mississippi. We're really excited about trying to address that in the 2025 session.
The session right around the corner. We're going to be talking about all this again and working with legislators to continue to improve educational opportunities in the state of Mississippi.
Thanks for having me on, Gerard.
Yeah, well enjoyed it. Yeah, good to see you too, folks. That is a wrap from Flowood, Mississippi. We're at the Sheraton today for the 4th annual Empower Solutions Summit. We'll be back with you again tomorrow in the Element Well studio at SuperTalk headquarters. Until then, stay safe and God bless everyone.